This is the entire collection of Takara Tomy Jurassic World dinosaurs, every single one of them, and these are all the Mattel Hammond collection figures. Let's place all of them on the table, the first on the internet.
Prehistoric jungles come alive. In Dan's world, the dinos thrive.
Okay guys, are you ready? The first ever video on YouTube to feature every single Hammond collection figure as well as Takara Tomy dinosaurs. First ever. So we have a Ceratosaurus right here, the horned lizard. This is one of the rarest Hammond collection figure. A lot of people don't like this figure, but right now it is ultra popular. We are very lucky to still have it. We also have one still in its box, which is really awesome. So now we're gonna take a look at one Takara Tomy dinosaur. This is basically the latest Mega T-Rex. Mega T-Rex. So in case that you guys don't know, the one from Jurassic World Rebirth is actually larger than the one from the Jurassic Park. Next, we are looking at my favorite Hammond collection figure. This is the Giganotosaurus. Yes, the giant southern lizard, the best Giganotosaurus figure in my opinion. Of course, it is the best Giganotosaurus, but to me, it is the best Hammond collection figure. Better than the Spinosaurus. What do you guys think? I'm not too sure about you guys, but I definitely think that the Giganotosaurus is actually better than the Spinosaurus, but a lot of people actually feel that this is the best one. I have to place this in this position because it is very tall, too tall for my shelf, so I'm just gonna leave it as it is at the in this position. That is fine. Okay, now we're gonna take a look at this. The Spinosaurus from Takara Tomy. This is basically not the Mega Spino, but basically the quadrupedal Spino, the Spino that can actually swim in the water. That is awesome. We are also looking at Mosasaurus. And speaking of Mosasaurus, do you guys want a Mosasaurus for the Hammond collection? Of course. What are you talking about then? Of course, we want a Mosasaurus, definitely 100%. But do you guys want the Mosasaurus first or the Indominus Rex? Indominus Rex, of course. Okay, right now we have the first ever Tyrannosaurus Rex Hammond collection figure. This is basically the first ever T-Rex. Beautiful. I think the legs are actually really big. The feet are really big. But later on, they actually fix it. So let's place this one right at the back. Oh, it is chewing the head of the giant southern lizard. Let's move on to another one, which is a smaller one. This apparently is also ultra rare. I have seen this one going for $600 on eBay. A brand new young T-Rex at $600. That is just insane. Okay, let's move on. We have a beautiful Titanosaurus. Imagine having a Titanosaurus Hammond collection. That will blow the mind of everybody. Everybody will just go crazy. Okay, moving on, we have a Therizinosaurus. I think this is also one of the best Hammond collection figure in my opinion. Top 5 in my opinion. Okay, I'm not too sure whether it's top 5. I can't remember how I rank it, but it is 100% in the top 10. It's in my top 5. I think it's in my top 5. I think it was in my top 5. I think so. And speaking of Therizinosaurus, are we able to find the Therizinosaurus from Takara Tomy? Which is way too many. Oh, there we go. The Takara Tomy Therizinosaurus is not very nice. The colors are kind of bland, kind of like toned down, too light in my opinion. Let's move on to the next one. We have a Dimetrodon. Apparently, it's also kind of rare. Not extremely rare, but also quite rare. Dimetrodon is not a dinosaur, as you guys know. It's basically a prehistoric cynosed, and this is a really beautiful one. I love the colors, especially. It's not too vibrant, it's not too bright. For me, I feel that the Spinosaurus, the red is actually slightly too bright, but that is just my personal perspective. And now we are moving on to a Dilophosaurus from Takara Tomy. It took Takara Tomy a couple of years just to come up with a Dilophosaurus. It only came up not too long ago, like from Jurassic World Rebirth. You know, previously they didn't have a single Dilophosaurus, and you can take a look at so many different T-Rex from Takara Tomy. We'll take a look at them later on. Let's just place this one right over here. Now let's move on to the other T-Rex. The other T-Rex is basically known as the San Diego Comic-Con T-Rex. This is ultra rare as well. It comes with a lawyer, it comes with an outhouse, like a little mobile toilet, and with a lawyer Gennaro. And this is also beautiful. The feet are exactly the same. I mean, not just the feet, the entire sculpt is exactly the same as the first ever T-Rex. So do I like it? Yes, I like it, but I prefer the very first one. I mean, they're more or less the same. They're like 99% the same. Okay, moving on, we have a Stegosaurus. As you guys can see, I almost dropped the Stegosaurus. The Stegosaurus, you can see, I've actually put the legs like really wide open because it is very tall. My shelf for my Hammond collection is right over there. I have like 3 shelves for my Hammond collection, and Stegosaurus is actually way too high, so I have to pose it in this way such that it fit into my shelf. Stegosaurus, it looks beautiful, but too bad it doesn't have a movable jaw. Otherwise, it will be like a super awesome product. I mean, super beautiful one. Okay, maybe having Takara Tomy in the video is not going to be very practical because they are like not too much space, not enough space, but you guys love me to do crazy things, and this is a crazy video for sure. And what do we have? We have the Metriacanthosaurus right over here. Also extremely rare. I have no idea why all the Hammond collections figures are so rare. They are almost like snap up immediately, but fortunately for us, we are able to get it, you know, once they were released. We are paying every single figure on our own. We are not getting sponsored, okay? Yeah, I'm not kidding you. Allosaurus right here, beautiful. The colors are kind of, I'm like torn between whether I like it or, you know, dislike it. I feel the colors right here can be better. Yeah, can be better, can be a bit more realistic looking. There could be like darker shadings and stuff like that, but the sculpt is beautiful, as you can see. I love it. And the feet are not too large. A lot of people actually complain about Hammond collection feet being way too large, so I think this one, it's still pretty good. Now we take a look at some of the smaller ones right here. We have the Atrociraptor Ghost. We also have who is this? I think this is Delta. I always like get all of them mixed up, like, you know, the 4 Raptors, Blue, Delta, Echo, and Charlie. It's very difficult for me to remember the colors, but for this one, I can definitely know that this is Velociraptor Blue. I mean, who doesn't know this is Velociraptor Blue, right? I mean, it is red in color. It's very obvious it's Velociraptor Blue. Yeah, this is basically Velociraptor Blue. What do you mean? What do you mean it's not? I'm just kidding. It is Pyroraptor. You are very lame, and you are extremely lame. And speaking of blue, we do have 2 blues right here. This is actually a darker blue. So, yep. The Velociraptors from Takara Tomy are pretty good, I must say. Pretty nice. I kind of like them a lot. We have a Parasaurolophus, which is from Jurassic World Dominion. The colors are kind of bland, but I think it blends in with the Parasaurolophus from Jurassic World Dominion. The near-crested lizard. Okay, now we're gonna move on to one of the very first Hammond collection figure, and this is the Baryonyx, the Heavy Claw. You can see the first claw is actually bigger than the rest, which is why it's known as Heavy Claw. Baryonyx, one of the very early Hammond collection figures, and it is also very rare as well. If you want to get this right now, oh my goodness, good luck to you, because I think it's gonna cost you like $200 to $300 just to get this one. Probably 150 and above. Yes, it's not worth the money right now. And what do we have? We have an Ankylosaurus. This is one of the best Ankylosaurus figure you can find. Yeah, from, you know, comparing it with Mattel as well. This is from Takara Tomy. It has a movable tail, and what I like about the face is that it is highly accurate. So I think what Takara Tomy does is that they actually take the movie 3D models to actually come up with the figures. And this is the Quetzalcoatlus from Jurassic World Rebirth. Not the best looking one, but still pretty good. And now we have like 2 raptors right here. This is basically the Velociraptor from Jurassic Park. This is one of the earlier smaller size Hammond collection figure. And here we have like a Velociraptor. I always call this like Velociraptor Tiger because of the stripes. This is a really beautiful one as well. I can't remember whether this is from Jurassic Park Lost World or Jurassic Park 3. And here we have the latest. They call this like the Buck T-Rex. And this is basically from the I can't remember what is the set called. It's basically known as the I mean, it's the Comic-Con set as well, and it comes with a fan, you know, wearing a costume. Oops, oh my goodness, hopefully I didn't hurt your face. You know, you can see right over there, that is the set that it came with a fan as well as a what do you call this, a costume. Yeah, a fan in a costume. And this one, it has smaller feet than the other two T-Rex because a lot of people were complaining about the accuracy of you know, this figure. You know, they were complaining about the feet. And yes, I think it was led by one of the guys, one of the very talented artists known as Mako Mix. So he was actually complaining about the feet being too big, and Mattel actually took action. Yep, so that is very cool from the fandom part. Next, we have the Carnotaurus right over here. This is basically the meat-eating bull. One of the best Hammond collection figures as well, in my opinion. For me, this is top 10 Hammond collection figures. Probably was in my top 5 when I make a ranking video, but I can't remember. But this one is one of my favorite as well. So if you guys do not know, Carnotaurus is actually a very slender dinosaur. It can run really fast, so it shouldn't be too bulky looking. So this one, because it is based on Jurassic World movie, so it is slightly like more muscular and stuff like that. But in actual fact, Carnotaurus are really slender, especially when it comes to their legs. They're very slender. They can run really fast. Okay, do we have more space to put this one? Just gonna put this one right here. And now we're gonna look at Ceratosaurus. So yes, we have the Ceratosaurus from Takara Tomy. It's kind of nice. It has a very like anime kind of look and feel. And if you compare it with the Hammond collection figure, you can see that there are consistency in terms of the colors. It features bright red highlights, and the body is basically in like a cream color. Very beautiful. Yes, why am I talking so fast today? I am not too sure. I'm pretty excited about this video, I guess. So with the Brachiosaurus, I didn't bring it. I will be showing you guys the Brachiosaurus later at the end of the video, okay? So stay tuned for that. And now we're gonna move on to the helmet lizard. Yes, why is this known as the helmet lizard? Because it has a crest that looks like a helmet, and this is basically known as Caryptosaurus, also a duck-billed lizard. Basically, if you look at the top of the head, you can see that the mouth actually looks like the mouth of a duck. Very similar to the Parasaurolophus. This one is one of the earlier Hammond collection figures. If I'm not wrong, this was considered the very first wave of the Hammond collection figure. If you want to get this one, it is also very rare as well. Okay, moving on, we are looking at another one of the rarest Hammond collection figures out there. This is the Ankylosaurus. Awesome figure. There are plenty of articulation. What I like about this one is that it has 4 points of articulation just on the tail itself. It has a movable neck. Beautiful. It has plenty of really cool spikes. The colors are beautiful. It also has a movable jaw. So this is also one of the best, if not the best, herbivorous Hammond collection figure. Next, we're gonna move on to the Gallimimus. Gallimimus, obviously, you know, when it was released, it was extremely cheap. You can basically get it like $15 USD in my local Toys R Us. I mean, I live in Singapore, so it was basically like costing like 1990 Singapore dollars. And a lot of people did not like the Gallimimus at all, but right now, it is going crazy again. Okay, now I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna take a look at some Takara Tomy toys right here. We've got a couple of Atrociraptors, as you guys can see. You have Tiger, you have Panthera, you have Ghost, and you also have a Sticky Moloch right over here. And speaking of Sticky Moloch, we have one of the best looking Hammond collection figures of all time. It is extremely well detailed. I mean, just take a look at the face and the horns. They have painted some brown paint to make the horns look like they have been weathered, you know, it has been heavily weathered by the weather. You can see like, you know, dirt. You can see really nice intricate details on the horns. One of the best Hammond collection figures out there. In my top 10 as well. Next, we're gonna move on to Concavenator. I'm not a huge fan of this figure because I'm not too sure. I think the sculpt looks very nice, but my figure, I have two of them. I actually bought one because my first one, I think, which is this one, wasn't able to close its jaw. So I actually purchased another one, hoping that, you know, I will get one that is able to close its jaw entirely, but the other one is also damaged. So it's extremely sad. Now we're gonna move on to the Pachycephalosaurus, a smaller size figure. This is not in my top 10, but it's a nice one. It has a movable jaw. This is known as a thick skull lizard because it has like a 6-inch to like 12-inch thick skull. I'm not too sure how many inches to be exact, but this bone right here is very dense. It is very powerful, and the bone, I think, is connected from the top of the head all the way to his body, so making it like really strong. Really awesome animal. Okay, moving on, let's take a look at let's take a look at this one, Indominus Rex. We don't have an Indominus Rex Hammond collection figure yet, but I am expecting Mattel to come out with it really fast. Once it is out, the minute it is released, it will be sold out, guys. So Indominus Rex is one of the very popular dinosaurs out there. Distortus Rex as well. So once they are out, we are definitely going to get them. We have the Baryonyx right here. This one, I don't think Takara Tomy has done a great job because you can see the claws are not distinctive enough. The first one should be way longer and should be way heavier. Next, we have the Allosaurus right here, which we have shown you guys already. You can see the colors are kind of similar, but Takara Tomy has opted for a more vibrant blue. Allosaurus is known as a different lizard. Awesome stuff. Now we're gonna move on to another Indominus Rex from Takara Tomy. This is not something that is really cool or something like that. Next, we're gonna move on to Sinoceratops. Yes, we are going to have a Hammond collection Sinoceratops, and we can't wait for it. Okay, Triceratops right here. We have a Hammond collection Triceratops, one of the very first Hammond collection figure. Do we have a Triceratops from Takara Tomy? Unfortunately and surprisingly, we don't. That is like criminal. I don't even know how they have actually like missed out a Triceratops. Now we're gonna move on to how about the Stegosaurus? The Stegosaurus is also not part of the Takara Tomy collection as well, so that is very sad. What about this one? We have the Nasutoceratops from Takara Tomy. So the closest one that we can think of is basically the Triceratops, but of course we also have the small and young Triceratops figure right here. This is a very beautiful one. I really love this figure a lot because it is, in my opinion, the most well-detailed Hammond collection figure. Just check this out. The skin texture is beautiful. The mouth is movable. This is a really awesome figure. Okay, moving on, we have the Irritator. Yes, Irritator. Another really rare figure. It's impossible to be able to find it in stores right now. If you want to get it online, like from eBay, it's gonna cost you a ton of money. It's gonna be at least like $300 to be able to get a new one. That is just ridiculous. Let's try and see whether we are able to put it right behind. Let's see what else we've got. This is the other Concavenator. I think this jaw is slightly better, but it's still not able to close fully. Do you guys think this is correct? Do you guys think my figure is alright? Let me know in the comments. Okay, for me, I don't think this is like right. Next, we have Troodon. This is a Troodon, and yeah, I was actually very surprised that Mattel actually came out with a Troodon because it's not like a super popular dinosaur. And yeah, I kind of like the detailing. You can see it's very nicely done. You have like spots right here. You have very intricate scaling done. The spikes are really beautiful as well. The face looks kind of cartoonish to me. What about you guys? Let me know down below. I'm just gonna put this one in the middle. And now we are moving on to the Dilophosaurus, which I've shown you guys the Dilophosaurus from Takara Tomy. Where is it? It's right over here. So what they have done is that you can see there are like consistency of the frills. The frills have very distinctive, very vibrant red stripes across the frill, which is very, very beautiful. And both of them has like two crests on top of the head. Those are very consistent as well. The colors are kind of consistent. One features a darker tone of green, the other one features a lighter tone of green, but both are beautiful. Now we're gonna move on to another Velociraptor. Is this from Jurassic Park 3? I can't remember, but I think so. This is one of my favorite raptors from the Jurassic Park franchise because of its colors, the blue eyes and the red highlights on top of the eyes. Really, really beautiful one. Let's put this one right at the back. We also have another white raptor. This one actually came along with Dr. Alan Grant. And Dr. Alan Grant backpack actually contains gold bars inside. I'm just kidding, not gold bars, but dinosaur eggs. Check this out, 2 dinosaur Velociraptor eggs right here. Because one of the dudes decided to steal the eggs, and the raptors were very, very annoyed by it, and they were tracking the human down, trying to hunt them down. Next we have the Dimetrodon for Takara Tomy. Of course, I have shown you guys the Dimetrodon from Hammond collection earlier on, and where is it? Let me have a look. Are you guys able to spot the Dimetrodon? So let's do a very quick comparison. Very consistent coloring as well. You can see the sail is actually in a brighter color. The body is actually in green. Beautiful. Dimetrodon is known as the two measures of teeth. I can't remember. Is it two-form tooth or 2 measures of teeth? Next, we have a Dimorphodon from Takara Tomy. Quite a beautiful colors, but I'm not too sure why there are no details on the top part of the wings. The closest one we can think of is basically this Joe Sternberg here. And Joe Sternberg here is basically the one and only, not marine reptile, flying reptile from Hammond collection. Okay, moving on, we have a Stegosaurus from Takara Tomy. This is a very beautiful one, and this is somewhat consistent because it is green in color, but the body for the Hammond collection is actually in a more yellowish tone, but this one is in total green. So which one do you guys think is better? Let me know down below. Next, we have a baby Stegosaurus. I'm not too sure whether I've shown you guys this one already, but this one is also quite a nice one. All right, I'm gonna put this one right here. Next, we are looking at the Indominus Rex. We have like a lot of Indominus Rex. I think we have like 2 of them, and you can see the colors are actually different. All 3 are actually slightly different. Okay, moving on, we have Mosasaurus. Okay, Mosasaurus right over here, and basically we are hoping to get the Indominus Rex for the Hammond collection as well as the Mosasaurus. If these 2 species are released, I tell you, I will be one of the happiest men on earth. Okay, next we are looking at 2 blues from Takara Tomy. This one, I've basically lost the last part of the tail, so this is like a tailless blue. And this one is from Jurassic with Dominion. It features blue in a very nice pose. I really like this a lot. And now we're gonna move on to Carnotaurus. We have a couple of Carnotaurus from Takara Tomy Jurassic World series. This was the very first one. They basically didn't use the model from Jurassic World. They created their own. So this one actually looks kind of terrible. And later on, they released one for Camp Cretaceous. This is basically Carnotaurus Toro. This is a very beautiful one. It's movie accurate, or should I say like series accurate. And this one is basically the one from Jurassic with Dominion that features the Carnotaurus with a broken horn. You know, the Carnotaurus from that black market right over here. And here we've got 2 Pteranodons here as well. This is the very first one that actually looks like the Rorivore from the first wave, and this is another Pteranodon. Pretty cool. Are we done with the Hammond collection? I think we are almost done, but we still have like plenty more of human figures, which I'm gonna show you guys like a quick tour of the human figures. I did not take them out because it is very difficult to display the accessories, and this is a Spinosaurus. Yeah, I mean, if they came up with a Spinosaurus in this kind of color tone, I think I'm gonna like it a little bit more. I'm not too sure about you guys. I'm not a big fan of this color scheme. this color scheme, but I still like this a lot. Okay, I still like it a lot. Next, we have the Giganotosaurus. Yes, the giant southern lizard. I think this is one of my favorite Takara Tomy toys as well. It really looks like the Giganotosaurus from Hammond collection. I think it's really well done. And this one, it's the very first Velociraptor from Jurassic Park. And here we have a Quetzalcoatlus right over here, and this is also from, I think this is from Jurassic World Rebirth. Yeah, this is from Rebirth. And here we have the Pyro. I think this Pyro basically looks very, very aligned. Looks very aligned with the one from Hammond collection. I think you can take a look at this. They both look really, really cool. Okay, moving on. Another Velociraptors. Like, how many raptors do we actually want from each series? Like, there are way too many raptors. Armagosaurus. Does that mean that we will be getting an Armagosaurus from Hammond collection? I don't mind. I really don't mind. But I don't want it to be so big. That is really, really hard for us to like contain or display. And here's the other blue. This is one of the nicer blue up there. And here, surprisingly, very, very surprisingly, Takara Tomy actually came up with a Rhamphorhynchus, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, I mean, Rhamphorhynchus is not like a super popular species in Jurassic World, but somehow they created this, so I am very, very surprised. And this one is basically bumpy. So if you do a comparison with the Ankylosaurus right here, you can see the colors are very, very different. Okay, this one basically features, you know, the Ankylosaurus from Camp Cretaceous or Chaos Theory, and this one is more like, you know, a Jurassic World Ankylosaurus, something like that. Okay, let's move on. We've got the T-Rex. This is basically based on the very initial T-Rex that we all know, which is known as Rexy. And here we have a is this Deldar or is this Charlie? I'm not too sure. I'm just gonna call it Charlie, okay, because it's green in color. And here we have Baby Beta, if I'm not wrong. I think so. Oops, it is on the floor right now. And this one, okay, this one I'm not a huge fan of it. So Takara Tomy basically took their older non-Jurassic World line. They already had a baby Triceratops, and they just basically took the same sculpt and put it into a set to make up the numbers. So I'm not a huge fan of this figure. I actually dislike this figure because if you take a look at the face, it doesn't look like a Triceratops. It's quite badly done. And here we have two Pteranodons over here. This is one which is very similar to the Rorivol, and this one is another color. Okay, and this one is from the 93 classic set as well. You know, sorry, not 93 classic, but the 30th Jurassic Park anniversary set, the Red Rex. Beautiful. And this one, if I'm not wrong, is from Jurassic World Dominion. Yep, really, really cute one. Or is it from Rebirth? I can't remember. And we have one of my favorite bumpies of all time. This is from Takara Tomy. I feel the minifigures from Takara Tomy are usually better than the minifigures from Mattel. It is very nicely done. And here we have two more Velociraptors. One is Beta and one is Baby Blue. Which I have totally forgotten, so I'm not able to tell you. And last but not least, we have Owen. Yes, we have Owen. And now we're gonna move back here. Okay, I'm just gonna adjust the camera a little bit. Okay, so now we're gonna look at the other Hammond collection figures. So, yes, Claire. I was supposed to help my friends purchase them, but in the end they backed out. So I have 3 Claires, and we've got only 1 Owen. Yeah, which is fine. I totally just won 1. We've got 1 Alan Grant. For the human figures, I don't like to display them out of the box because see you can take a look at this. There are so many like different parts. I don't want their hands to be all over the place. It's gonna be really, really messy. So I suggest that you guys can actually display the human figures in the boxes. It's better because you have the name right there. You got Dennis Nedry, Robert Muldoon, we got Dr. Ian Malcolm, and got Ali Settler. We've got another Ian Malcolm right over here. Okay, I still have a lot of Hammond collections still in the boxes because I love to keep some of them, like one out of the box and one in its box. Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to hate me for this, but yes, I don't stock this to sell them. Okay, I don't sell them. I basically keep them, you know, because they look so beautiful in this box. Not every single figure, only certain figure I do have an additional one, like, you know, this one I was very fortunate to be able to get, you know, another one before the price went like crazy high. The Therizinosaurus I bought two, and basically so some of them I actually bought two to do repaints, but right now their prices, their value is like crazy high, so I'm not too sure. Yeah, so thanks for watching this, guys. Okay, thanks for watching this. I just wanted to do like video on Monday, and this is what I can think of, and I wanted to clean the shelf here as well. So Hammond collection versus Takara Tomy. Obviously everybody's gonna like Hammond collection more, but I can tell you that the Takara Tomy toys are very, very underrated. Okay, thanks for watching this. I will see you on Wednesday for the next video. Okay, probably I'm gonna do another live stream. I'm not too sure about you guys, but do you guys like live stream or do you guys just prefer normal videos? Let me know. Okay, I will see you in the next video. Thanks, and oh my goodness, I almost fell. Goodbye.